Welcome, everybody. Happy Feel Good Friday to you out there. Welcome to Feel Good Friday. I'm your host, Trae Holiday, and I'm so excited for the show we have coming up for you on this Feel Good kind of rainy Friday. That's just part and parcel of the week. But I get to do this today with my brother from another mother, Mr. G Press. What up, G Press?
Peace. What's good with it? What up? What up on the Feel Good Friday? What's up?
I love having you in the studio anytime. So I'm so thankful that you could pop in and be with us this morning.
Man, come on. Anytime, give me a call. Give me an opportunity to come down and hang out with you and the cats at the studio. Man, I'm up for it, man. I'm happy to be here on a Feel Good, little sprinkly Friday.
I mean, that's really what it is about. I think, for me, this whole week has been just trying to get back into the swing of things, being off for break and, holiday time and family time.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of my time, man, getting in my new condo. I became a homeowner.
What? Oh, congratulations. That's we got to get our sound effect game on. That's what we're supposed to blow the horn in. Some cha-cha dancers is supposed to come out, throw confetti in the sky. Man, that is so dope, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Brother,
so are you up in that joint? Like
yeah,
you up in there?
You know what? That was what the break was all about for me and my sons. It was like, let's get our stuff organized. Let's get this place livable, right?
Yeah.
Because you go through that period of like, okay, you got bags and boxes everywhere.
Yeah.
You're stepping over stuff and tripping over stuff.
Where is this at? Where is that at?
So I'm still in the Federal Way area. I built my village out there. My parents are out there, my son's schools. And, I really wanted to be able to have something that was still going to continue what they've already built out there for their friendships and the village, right? So that's really key. So I'm thankful I was able to find a really cool condo right in the heart of Federal Way. And I'm just really grateful. My sons love it already. It's feeling already like home.
Nah, I messed with Federal Way. I was out there for a minute. I jumped from like 272nd up to 348 for a while. I mean, this is years ago. But congratulations. That's what's up, man. I'm so happy for you. That is so big. Inspiration for other everybody, people of color for sure, women for sure. So that's what's up, man. I hope to, make it over there one day and get break bread.
Look, you're welcome.
See what's whipping in the kitchen,
you're welcome. I'll prepare a very nice vegan meal for you, bro. It'll be nice and healthy. We're gonna get it in.
Man, I'm with that, man. I've been messing with the vegan with my guy Swing One. Shout out to my guy Swing One. He's on the vegan tip. And so he brought me like this vegan burger. We was out in Fremont, and I was like, man, I could rock with this. I could come up and really order this. And in fact, when I went to the Dave Chappelle on New Year's Eve, Willow Woody's had the Impossible Burger option. I chose that. I ate the Impossible Burger. New Year's Eve.
I mean, you're not missing much. I think nowadays there's so many different ways of, doing cuisine a little bit different to make it vegan. So I've been trying some different recipes in the kitchen. I can't wait to have you join me. What you been up to
that's
this
what I'm
break,
saying.
man?
No, I've been working on my show. I've been working on my show.
Yeah.
It's called Whipping in the Kitchen, and so it's when I'm at the crib and anybody that be at the crib with me, they experience the whipping in the kitchen. So I'm like, I gotta film it. I gotta share this because I come with it. And then when I go out to eat, bring the leftovers home, I add my own little twist to it, is remix it in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole episode. And then we're gonna be going out to restaurants in the community and going into their kitchen to see what they whipping in their kitchen, and coming to people like your crib, see what you whipping in your kitchen. So I gotta have you on the show. Like, I've been filming it, chopping it. I'm excited about it, straight up.
Well, you know what? Congrats to you, brother, man, because we've been talking for a while now about some of the ideas that you have, and in particular with production. And I know you was out there in Belize doing some things.
Man, I gotta show you the footage.
Yeah.
I just watched that footage. I was dying laughing. We got some dope stuff on those speedboats, racing speedboats side by side in the Caribbean Sea. Sound like a movie, straight up.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see it. And you know what? I'm so excited to be on your show and do it, man. Collaboration is key. It's one of the things that we talked about earlier this week on Converge is, you know, when you have independent media, you can really do things that are collaborative, that build each other up, that really bring a sense of family to it. And you know, you're like my bro, so it's always going to be a sense of family love when we get together.
You got to come over to the crib, man. I got my man BZ coming on the show a little bit later. He's been over at the house. We didn't officially rename the crib. It was the Retro House. Now we're calling it the Creative Crib. You know, so we got like the recording studio up in there, podcast setup, studio. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
Swing was over there. We was doing some comedy skits the other day. The Creative Crib is crazy. So you got to come through.
You've been on your game, man. Kudos to you, bruh, because I remember when it was just some concepts and you had all the equipment, you was building it up, now you got it popping. I can't wait to come to the Creative Crib.
I've been on lockdown. Straight up, I don't play with that snowman. I'm good in the snow. You know what I'm saying? But these other cats, they get to slipping and sliding. I'm parking the whole fleet. Straight up. I got the train to David Chappelle. Wow. Straight up. I tried to rent the scooter, but they turned all the apps off. I was like, oh, somebody go busting on this ice out here. So I'm glad they turned the scooters off because I would have been on the scooter.
Look, they didn't want no liabilities, bro. They were like, no, we're good on all that.
I kept running up to them like, ding. I'm like, man, they won't turn on. Ding. I'm like, what's going on? You know, but there's ice on the back roads.
They didn't want it, man. They didn't want it. Well, you said it there. I mean, we have a really packed show for you guys today. We got Noni Irving joining us for the Kwanzaa Awards. So excited to have Noni finally hitting the set with me so we can dive into all the behind the scenes. It takes a lot of work to pull this. Thank you so much, Salman. There she is. Noni Irving will be joining us. I'll be able to sit down with her after this short break. And later in the show, as my guy G Prez just said, we are joined by BZ. He is going to be going through some amazing photo assets and they're going to have a really great conversation. So I can't wait to get into that. You guys, thank you again so much for watching. Just stay tuned. After this short break, Noni Irving is up next. You're watching Feel Good Friday.
Hey guys, Besa Gordon here, and before heading to Belize, Trae Holiday and I had to make sure we linked up with our good friends over at Market Street Shoes to, of course, grab a few things for the trip. From bags to socks, shoes, sunglasses, earrings, and more. Before going on any trip, make sure you stop at Market Street Shoes. Trust me, you'll find just what you need to make your trip not only enjoyable, but fashionable.
We invite you to be our guest at Disney's Beauty and the Beast. It's a tale as old as time in a brand new production by the Fifth Avenue Theater. Return to the magic of live theater with one of the most enchanting musicals of all time. Disney's Beauty and the Beast at the Fifth, January 12th to February 6th. Tickets at fifthavenue.org.
Welcome back, everybody, to Feel Good Friday. I am your host, Trae Holiday, and I've been looking forward to this discussion ever since we've been in talks about it over email, getting Noni Irving back onto the Converge Black Media Matters studio. So I get to sit down with her and dive into the Kwanzaa Awards. Welcome, Noni.
Thank you for having me, Trae. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, you know, I have actually seen and experienced your impact in community. And before we even dive in, I just have to thank you for being so consistent in community. I'm a fan.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. It means a lot. This is about community. It's for community, and so important and so necessary. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to start right with your connection coming to Converge the first time. I mean, Omari talks about your professionalism, right? We get people who want to do something, but you had a full concept drawn out. You had your script ready to go into the prompter. You were just so on top of it all. What did it take for you to even prepare for that?
Well, my background is in operations and management and strategic development, so that is kind of my reflex. I like to be the one behind the scenes, and in this moment, I have to be in front. And so I know what it takes to put that stuff together on the back end, and so I want to help the teams that are helping us, our partners, to make it easy for them to partner with us.
Well, you did just that. I mean, above and beyond the call of duty. And, outside of Kwanzaa Awards, you also have been building brands. I mean, I've seen you doing some writing. You've done some columns. I've seen that, some opinions that you've put out there. And really, it's been so beautiful to hear your background. But also, I got to give this shout out to Kanara Park Kids, which, once again, is another way to build up the Kwanzaa principles. So I want to dive into the background of Kanara Park Kids before we talk about the Kwanzaa Awards. How has it been for you to bring that idea to fruition and have characters for each one of the Kwanzaa principles?
Well, I would say it's been a very wonderful journey. I would have never imagined that I'd be here. This began with my Baba wrote a book 25 years ago, How to Celebrate Kwanzaa Year-Round. I said a few years back, hey, Baba, let's do a rewrite. As a writer, let's do a rewrite. And he said, okay. About the same time, there's so much going on. I'm looking at my two sons. My husband and I are talking about how do we incorporate this more in our family, visually, in community. And then all of these things kind of converge, if you will, into this moment where you have an idea. I grabbed a sketch pad and some color pencils. And what if all of the kids were friends? And what if they were each named after one of the principals, and then just started coloring and designing? And then you have the Kanara Park Kids. Each one of the kids is named after one of the principles of Kwanzaa. Young people are learning about their friends, Umoja, KG, Kujichagulia, the twins, Ujima and Ujamaa, Nia, Kuumba, and Imani. And they are learning about their friends. They're learning about how the principles are embodied without even knowing that they're learning about Kwanzaa. And so now Kwanzaa gets to come out of this week that's between the day after Christmas and New Year's Day, right? And we celebrate during Kwanzaa holiday, but now it gets to live all 52 weeks, and it's normal and it's easy. And these Swahili words are just words, right? Kujichagulia, I define myself, I name myself, I create for myself, I think for myself, no one speaks for me. So that's what Kanara Park Kids is about. We, we have a social and emotional learning curriculum that we did summer camp, kids in the park, 30 kids talking about Kujichagulia and Ujamaa and visually learning about what it means to keep the dollars in the community circulating, and these big concepts for young people to digest. So just really blessed to be able to do this with family and with community and to see it grow.
I'm just so inspired by it. I mean, literally, you're talking, I'm getting chills all over my body because I'm just so inspired by the ideas of not just the principles of Kwanzaa, but literally bringing it out into community. And, Kwanzaa wasn't something I grew up celebrating necessarily, right? And so I'm just now really getting my sons into it, where we're starting to understand and identify those principles, but also, as you said, identify areas in our life where we're already really distributing those principles and actualizing them in our lives. And, it always, for me, connects back to a spiritual movement, right? Where it's like, this is about community, and it's about how you show up in community. And one of the things that, we both have two sons. And so one of the things I'm always telling my sons is, it's very important for you to understand the ways that community embraces you stays with you for a lifetime. And so the ways that you're building those relationships right now, I always talk about the village, as I was just talking about with G Prez. It was important for me to keep my kids in their village because those relationships are key and valuable to how they shape themselves as young men and men one day when they're adults. And I'm so grateful because we have plenty of Kanara Park Kids gear in our home. And my youngest son, my 8-year-old, was like, Mom, I like these kids on here. And he was so intrigued and drawn to the characters. So really kudos to you for having the insight to say we need to find a way to celebrate Kwanzaa 52 weeks out of the year and really bring these principles out into our community, particularly for our young people.
Thanks,
I mean,
sis.
it's all about infusing it in them.
Yeah. And what you said, though, is important, right? The village, these young men, young women, that's NIA. The collective vocation is finding out what you're good at individually and using it for the good of the community. So all of these gifts are just coming to bear, right? If we can all find these young people and help them find out what they're good at, their skills and their abilities and their genius, and find a place for it, which is why at Canary Park Kids, we hire young people and I show them this is what a contract looks like. And this is how you do business with someone. And this is what the value of your work is. And should be your expectation when you show up somewhere. And so I tell them where to be, when to be, what their duties are, and what my responsibility is then to them. And my hope is that they will take that with them the next time they go to work with someone or for someone, or decide, I don't want to work for anyone. I'm going to have my own business. So that's, to me, that's fun.
And that's the way to do it. This is why I just wanted to start this off by thanking you for your commitment to community, because it takes all of us. And that's my mantra, is like, see yourself as part of the solution. You have clearly done that, Noni Irvin. I tell you, you have done that in a mass amount of ways. And, being able to now take this concept and say, you know what, let's do awards. I mean, to be honest, I can't believe it hadn't already been done before. It seems like It's such a concept that makes so much sense. Let's talk about the beginnings of you saying, you know what, let's do Kwanzaa Awards. Where did that all come from?
Well, a lot of what comes out of the creativity is my husband, Brian Irvin. We've been married for 21 years. I love that man. And our 2 sons. And it comes up in, hey, what do you all think about this? What if we did this? And they're like, yes, no, maybe, that kind of thing. And then I just kind of run with it. And then I bounce it back to them and get their input on it. But what if we celebrated the individuals and organizations that are already embodying the principles? And what's funny, one of the things you mentioned before, is that people are actually living and embodying the principles without realizing it. And so that's one of the beautiful things that have come out of the Kwanzaa Awards so far, is people are saying, now, what's that principle? Okay, now what are they? Okay, and they're seeing their name on this list of nominees or finalists and learning now, oh, so Kwanzaa really is that simple. It really is just about purpose and self-determination and, Ujamaa, cooperative economics, right? Mm-hmm. Circulating dollars in community. That in and of itself, when we have a $1 trillion, buying power as a community, to realize that if we just kept our dollars in house, how healthy that would be, right? In the community, how healthy that would be. So in all of our business for Canary Park Kids, our goal is to, and with the Kwanzaa Awards, because the Kwanzaa Awards are not for profit, okay? Everything is going to the award recipients or to the partners like Brother Anthony Tackett, right? Abstract Media. We partner with Langston for some pre-filming, and it's Langston's 50th anniversary this year. Yeah. So that's pretty powerful. Just in being able to make those connections, Togo Coffee, because you got to feed folks, but we wanted our dollars to be spent with Black-owned businesses while in production, even for the food runs we did, just everything. And so, I could go on talking about how wonderful everyone is, these people, these organizations, but the most fun part about it is realizing that there are organizations that we don't even know about. They're in community and they're so busy doing the work, we don't know about them. And so this is intended to also help expose them in a way that makes them audible, and people are starting to look, what is this organization? And we have some national relationships. We have some international relationships too, but some of the national relationships are looking at the finalists, trying to do some research because maybe they can partner with them for other work that they're doing. So, I mean, it's really just an opportunity to share the work that people are already doing with each other. I was on a call yesterday, about 200 people, and it was for Black children's book week.
Wow.
It's the last week in February. And what they were saying is we don't want this to go through us. You know, it was Black Baby Books put it on. She says, I don't want this to go through me. The work that you all are already doing, let's just focus and emphasize it during this week. So it's not the days of the one leader, the days of this one person represents all of us, the days of I'm going to do it by myself is over. So for the Kwanzaa Awards, we are so excited to get the word out and to share it. And the way that it becomes sustainable is it catches on. People see the value in celebrating each other. We wanted to do this a couple years ago and then enter COVID, right? We tried to force it last year and it just couldn't happen. And it's just really beautiful this year. It's Kwanzaa's 55th anniversary. Dr. Maulana Karenga would be our keynote. I would have never thought to invite him a few years ago, but it just worked out this year. Of course, beloved Dr. Maxine Mims will be giving our elder blessing. Just honored. And all of the finalists who can make it, who are doing the work, who won't be able to make it, we're going to celebrate them. And, words of affirmation is how I show love. So this is my happy place, just talking about the wonderfulness of them. So there will be a cash prize, at which we haven't shared yet. And, we thought if it could be like the Nobel Prizes where we could cut $1 million checks, I would love that. $10 million checks. We'll do that eventually. For now, hopefully they'll be able to buy a cup of coffee, maybe a little bit later. But it's been fun. One of the things we ran into is we got nominations. We were hoping for 16 because we have 16 awards. So maybe we'll get 16 nominations. Participation, everybody gets an award, right? And then what happened, though, is we got 60 nominations. And we didn't limit it to the state of Washington. So we have about 5 states represented. We even have, we didn't put an age limit on it. So we would love to see some young people, but we figure it's not just the organizations or the businesses, but it's the individuals. And for Kwanzaa, they have to be 100% Black owned, 100% Black led, or identify as Black, African American, or Pan African. And so I love it.
Wow.
I love it. I love every part of it.
I mean, you just broke down so much. And this is exactly why we say it takes a village, because obviously it's starting and stemming from your family, your husband. Beautiful story. I love Black love. Okay, first off, I love it. So, and I've seen you guys out in community. You guys are just a gem. But really, the idea that it stems from, these ideas, and then they start to roll out and get actualized, and you're putting the operations and management behind it. But it also is so much logistics. So when you talk about getting 60 nominations and having to wield it down, what was that process like, so that our audience can understand a lot of the logistical work that kind of went behind even getting down to the finalists?
Well, I will say, wow, how do you do that? You have to use technology, but you have to understand that everybody doesn't use technology. So we did everything from making a digital form for people to nominate and sending it out. A lot of people, Kennard Park kids, they were like, well, we want to nominate Kennard Park kids. I said, you can't, we are hosting, and how gangster would that be for us to be like, we won all the awards, what's up? So no, we had to, the first year is about education and foundation, right? And trust, really, because for someone to nominate a loved one, a friend, an organization, they have to trust that it's going to be, what is this thing I'm putting their name in for, right? Trust a little bit. So we are grateful for those who have trusted us with this process. So we just had a 2-month window to get the nominations in. Any nomination, shamelessly nominate yourself, nominate your friends, your family, nominate as many people, no limit. Just nominate anyone who's doing what you think is within these principles. And the best way for people to see what it is I put the definition of each of the principles in the nomination form. Yeah. And so what happened is we had so much to sort through, and it just comes down to, which top 3 do these individuals or organizations fall into? And many of them, we don't live in boxes. We don't fit into boxes. So the hard part was not only saying, well, this person or this organization is more appropriate for Nia or Kuumba or Imani, when they might have been nominated for 5, right? And the other part is, shoot, now we have a problem. We have to choose. Who's going to choose? We have to choose between these wonderful people, these wonderful individuals, and these organizations. I am not on the selection committee, and I'm really glad about that, because I wouldn't be able to help myself. It was wonderful. I was surprised to see the names in the organizations come in. I was excited to see them. There's some that I thought would be on there, but I think people are still learning what this is. Some of the comments we've gotten since we used the holiday of Kwanzaa to announce the finalists. So on Umoja, the Umoja finalists went out, and as those started coming out, people said, "Oh, I feel like I could have contributed more. I feel like I know these other businesses and individuals that would qualify. I think I'm going to include them next year, or I'm going to try to be on this list next year," that kind of thing. So it's been a very intentional process, and yes, a lot of work, but I'm used to doing some heavy lifting, but I'm used to doing heavy lifting in a way that doesn't benefit us directly, right? That benefits, other people, doesn't directly benefit my family, doesn't benefit my community. And to me, those days are long gone. So, every effort, I just am so excited about celebrating these folks, these wonderful people. There's stuff going on across the country. We don't even realize there's stuff, that we hear about. And it's so, wow, they're really doing the work. And the thing too is people are so busy doing the work. To me, it's about getting that equity to them, right? Getting those resources to them, getting those eyes on them. So anyway, we have a selection committee of 4, and then we have a tiebreaker. So we have the 5th one. My role is just to guide the process. My hope is that the award recipients this year will be the selection committee next year, and then it begins to grow organically. It's kind of like you push and use all of your resources, and then you have to give it away. The Kwanzaa Awards is not available to be co-opted. We accept donations, nonprofit, dollars, but we are not putting anybody's name or logos on it. It's just important. So, wow. Yeah, I just, every year we're going to do this again next year. But, we also want to highlight and spotlight the individuals and organization who not only won, but also who are being nominated, because there's so much good work. I feel like we need a TV station next year. Yes. We would prefer to have it in person, of course, but with the health concerns, we're going to do it virtually. But an annual celebration of us. What's up? I mean, that's what's up.
You know what? This is just resonating so much with me. And when I was at, Africatown Community Land Trust, we would talk about these celebrations, because, we have something like the State of Africatown, which is also happening this month. But the ideas of us really celebrating the wins collectively, we are oftentimes so busy doing the work that we really don't get to take the step back and actually look at, oh my gosh, look at what's been accomplished over the last few years. Look at what we've done in the last decade. Wow. Look at how community has come together. And I love that this is an opportunity to do just that and to uplift each other in community, because I think it's important when we talk about village mentality. We come from ancient civilizations that embed themselves in a socialized environment that was all about the village. And so we hear this over and over again in a wide variety of ways, but the idea is that we have something now that will be the real physical embodiment of exactly that kind of energy in the Kwanzaa Awards is astounding. So, I mean, kudos to you, the team, everybody who has been a part of this, from your family's brainchild to the community. It really is I can see it growing year over year, and more organizations and people across the nation possibly going, wait a minute, this is where we celebrate our Black culture, our Black brilliance, our innovative ideas, and the ways that we are staying committed to our communities. And I just gotta say, I'm so glad that it's here in Washington State that I know you. I got a personal relationship with you, and I get to be able to say, wow, to see it already from year one. I can only imagine where it'll be in year 10, year 5, year 20. Like the ideas that you started something that I think is going to be so impactful and integral in our community moving forward is so exciting for me. So thank you again for coming on today. Before I let you go, let folks know, because the Kwanzaa Awards is happening tomorrow.
Yes.
Let everybody know. You can look right there in that camera and let folks know how they can be connected. If they're trying to join virtually, how can people plug into the Kwanzaa Awards tomorrow?
Well, we are going to be hosting our inaugural Kwanzaa Awards tomorrow, Saturday, January 8th, 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. You can go to KinaraParkKids.com and go to the Kwanzaa Awards page. That's KinaraParkKids.com. And we are going to connect virtually via Zoom, and we are going to be having a great celebration. So join us, spread the word. I think we have enough capacity on our Zoom account. We had to upgrade that thing, but we look forward to just celebrating each other. And thank you. Yeah.
Wow. You guys have made it easy. Noni, thank you so much for coming on Feel Good Friday with me today. This has been such a pleasure to hear about all the work that you have put in and others have put in to make this a reality. Thank you so much for your dedication to community.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. You guys heard it right there from Noni herself. Go to KinaraParkKids.com, find the Kwanzaa Awards page, and register to join the Zoom happening tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guys know of Black-led individuals and organizations, be thinking about it now. I mean, now is the time. And as Noni said here today, that it was inspiring in getting folks to realize, wait a minute, there's people I did not nominate. So don't let that happen again for this next coming year. So please be engaged in the Kwanzaa Awards, and, let's uplift each other and share that love, because honestly, people that are so embedded in doing the work oftentimes do not have the time to sit back and be thankful for all the work and energy and effort they're putting in. And when their community recognizes them for that is nothing better. So, so glad that we were able to have Noni on today and give you guys some insight into the Kwanzaa Awards happening tomorrow at 4 p.m. After this short break, my guy G Prez is coming back on the set with my brother BZ. He's going to be going over some amazing photo assets. There he is, BZ 2000. Been in the community for so long and so dedicated. Again, another person who has done so much. Can't wait to hear the discussion that they get into. Stay tuned after this short break, y'all. You're watching Feel Good Friday.
Hey y'all, T-Dub here, letting you know about another art funding opportunity. For culture recovery funding for individuals is available now, and here's what you need to know to apply. Are you a cultural producer who has been impacted by the pandemic? If you answered yes, but what is a cultural producer? Well, you are a cultural producer if your work, paid or unpaid, is dedicated to creating cultural experiences in any discipline or at any stage of your career. Some examples include exhibit designers, museums educations, archivists, restoration professionals, curators, history researchers, artists, of course, and more. In understanding that grant language can sometimes feel exclusive to specific people, using terms like cultural producer is one of the ways For Culture seeks to broaden its scope of applicants. In other words, this funding is for you. And look, the application fatigue is real. I get it, they get it. But the For Culture staff is here to walk you through it. They have grants from $1,000 to $12,000, so please don't miss out. The deadline to apply is Wednesday, February 2nd. Head to forculture.org/recovery to get information on virtual group workshops, application support, language translation, and more.
We invite you to be our guest at Disney's Beauty and the Beast. It's a tale as old as time in a brand new production by the Fifth Avenue Theater. Return to the magic of live theater with one of the most enchanting musicals of all time. Disney's Beauty and the Beast at the Fifth, January 12th to February 6th. Tickets at fifthavenue.org.
In the depths of Belize, the travelers come across the waters, harvesting with their hands, learning of resilience rooted deep in the lands. Culture thriving like a fire ablaze, sizzling with a pop and a chop, sharing its ways. Knowledge simmers and grinds into the hearts and minds, cutting away from the surface stories and colonial lies, boiling it down, breaking its shell as the truth pours out and gets plated collectively with love, spooned into bowls, feeding the soul. Garifuna, alive and strong at Palmetto Grove.
Saturday night at 10 p.m., it's Weird at Night, live on Converge, the surreal comedy art share extravaganza, featuring music, poetry, art, film, writing, and more.
And we are back, y'all, with a Feel Good Friday. Yo, that last guest, Noni, with the Kwanzaa Awards. Like, I'm hyped. I'm excited. We supposed to be quiet in the studio. I wanted to be chill. I was over there like remember the Fat Albert gang when they all be excited, everybody be yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, this sounds so amazing. Make sure y'all check it out tomorrow. I'm gonna check it out. Feel Good Fridays. You rolling with your boy G Prez, man. Me and Trae Holiday, we in here tag teaming, putting it down. Shout out to my guy Big O. I appreciate him letting him come through. But this Feel Good Friday is so incredible. We're following up with my partner, my brother from another, Mr. Creative, Mr. Man, 2 stacks, 2 racks, BZ 2000. What's good?
What's popping? What's going on?
Welcome to the show.
Man, I'm finally here once again. You know what I'm saying? Converge Media, shout out to y'all doing your thing. Man, beautiful life for the community, man. Really appreciate that. And yeah, we here. What's good?
Yeah, man. So we got a few things to go through. First and foremost, Feel Good Friday. How you feeling? What's
Man,
good?
I'm
What you
feeling
been doing?
good, man. I have been focused on work, man. I got a lot of different things that I started doing, especially during this pandemic and everything. So it's just been crazy to try to put it all together right now, and just new things that I've never done before. And of course, still keeping up with the old stuff, but it's just been, I'm healthy, I'm well, the fam's healthy and well. So that's all I can say, man. We hanging in there, bro.
Okay, so let's talk about the photography. So we here at Converge Studio, which is put together.
This is super dope. Shout out to Creative Lou, man.
Yeah,
for checking that and getting that together. That's super dope.
And so I'm excited to even look at the pictures that I was taking of you. You know what I'm saying? And Prince just observing it. Like,
right.
Because when I came here, I cried. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, O was like, he hit me, he'll be like, where you at? What's up, Prez? I need you to the studio. So I, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking something going down. I kind of whipped it to get here, what's going on? Oh, and he's like, come inside. And he shows me my logo and I'm up on the wall.
Right.
And I was just having a conversation with another young lady about the Dirty Brothers barbecue.
Yeah,
and I
Hills Brothers, yeah.
Yeah. So just seeing
no doubt
his expression and looking about that, just tell me a little about that as a photographer, which we're going to talk about your artwork. What did you think?
Like, first of all, it's amazing. Like I always say, these photos are history. You're creating, capturing a moment in time, and clearly you see that in these photos of Black Seattle. It touches my heart, man, to see these images that, number one, I've never seen, and a lot of people probably haven't seen these images either. And just knowing the depth of how deep our music history goes, and looking at Duke Ellington and this young lady playing the drums and the saxophone. I mean, it's just amazing to actually see this in your city from back in the day.
Man, it's touching. It's touching.
Yeah.
So let's give it up to Pops, man. Like, you inherited it in your DNA to run around with a camera. I know, Pops, rest in peace, had a mean camera game. Talk about that.
Safe to say, man, I didn't even know he was gonna bring Pops up. My bad if I get a little whoop whoop.
See, the wall will get you, man.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
This wall will get you.
Nah, Pops. So my dad, people don't know, Reverend Frank Birdwell was a minister at Mount Zion for a number of years. And passed away in 2018. But all my life, my dad stuck a camera in my face, and I hated it. Like literally, I hated it. It was like, "Come on, take this picture." And my mom, we were all like, "Man, come on, not again." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But what's crazy is about it is that he took these pictures. Because back then, folks, you had to develop the pictures. So you had to either take them somewhere, get them developed, and then you waited, and then you got the pictures back. So he would get the pictures back. He'd open the package. He'd look at the pictures. He put the pictures back in the pack. He shut the pack and stuck it in a box. And that's where the pictures lived. So they were probably viewed one time and then stuck back in this box. And we're talking about my entire life, literally, on these pictures. So when he passed, I found, or I knew that he had a bunch of pictures, but started to go through those pictures and just looking and literally seeing my entire life, me growing up and everything in these photos. So number one, that was an inspiring thing, but it was just something that I don't know. It just came over me that I wanted to do. I wanted to start, photographing my culture, what I'm saying, and trying to document this hip hop culture in a way from my eyes, because I'm blessed to be able to go to so many different functions and concerts and that sort of thing around the city. So, it made only sense to start, taking pictures and documenting that.
No, it's like it's been a minute. Like I remember when you first popped up with the camera, and like your style is crazy. Like you're like kind of like a stealth photographer, like you're not the everybody looking at the camera to say cheese type of joint. Your angles and shots are just like I don't even know how to explain it.
I definitely tell clients that I'm not that guy. If you want somebody to take these still shots and have you guys line up over here and stuff like that, that's not my style. I'm more into capturing you in your essence of whatever that is that you're doing. You're being creative, or you're singing, or you're just standing there. But those pictures to me turn out better, and they mean a little bit more because there's something behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. So now you got your first prints. You didn't went official, large format.
Right.
You got your first exhibit coming up. Tell us about the exhibit, where it's at, the date, location, what you got coming up, because it's going to be, I can't wait to walk into a place and see something you shot on the wall.
Right.
Somebody's crib or restaurant or something, be like, that's my guy,
And this whole thing, like I said, once again, because we'll get into other stuff that I do in a minute, but this entire thing is just been a new experience for me. So I was approached by a lady, shout out to Jen, who I went to school with, elementary school.
Wow.
And she now owns a restaurant in Langley, Washington, in Whidbey Island. And basically in her restaurant, she features the artists for 1 to 2 months on their walls, and they have the photos up and for sale also. So she extended the opportunity for me to do this, and I accepted, and not knowing what I was doing, I've been running around with my head cut off trying to get all these images and stuff together and everything. But next Wednesday will be the date that I'm actually going to hang everything in the restaurant, and they'll be there for the next 2 months.
Man,
so
I'm gonna try to slide with you.
It's at the Saltwater Fish House is the name of the restaurant. Saltwater Fish House.
Bring up the pictures
in Langley, Washington. We can check out some artwork.
Let's bring it up.
We can check out a few shots. So this one was taken right by Mom's crib on Cherry. So if you go up Cherry, there's a huge hill right there, and these these kids were about to do the thing. It's incredible that I remember doing this as a kid, right? Yeah. So this is in my neighborhood, right off of Cherry in the Central District.
That looks like the New Year's Eve.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, it was crazy. We went down to Dave Chappelle, the Dave Chappelle show, and after that, right there at the Seattle Center, they had they dropped the countdown, and we were able to capture the Space Needle. It was awesome. Like, I have so many dope shots from that Space Needle. I could do prints probably. I at least have 15 to 20 different dope shots of the Space Needle. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope right there. Well, man, let's slide on and talk about some other things you got popping.
Okay.
Man. The producer now we got Art by Frederick.
Yes, Art by Frederick is the that's the other thing. I'm working on all these names and I'm trying to get my websites and everything together, but it's because for the past 30 years I've been a music producer, which I still am. And that's also what's been going on. But the podcast is
check out his threads. His drip is crazy.
Yeah.
The drip is crazy.
Appreciate it. So we have a brand, and it's Blackberry with No Seeds is the podcast, and that's the picture up right now. It's myself. Shout out to my cohort, my partner, my other half on the podcast, Supo Jaguar James. We have a great time on this podcast. We talk about anything. It is definitely not for the kids, but
grown. It's a real grown podcast.
Yeah, it's some grown up, you know what I'm saying? But you guys check that out. It's available everywhere podcasts are available. Blackberry with No Seeds is the name of that. And we called it that because the group is called Blackberry Bush. You know what I'm saying? So we got Blackberry Bush with the group. We got Blackberry with No Seeds, the podcast, and then we have Blackberry Clothing and Design.
It's real black, man. It's real black.
Yes,
black,
sir.
Black.
Yes, sir. And there's a reason behind that. I chose Blackberry Bush because it represents us. It's resilient. It's sharp. It can stick you, but also it bears a beautiful fruit. Okay. It you know what I'm saying? It's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And these are the kind of same values that we have. We've been in this music business a long time. We've been through a lot. Hey, and if you poke, we'll stick you back. You feel me? So,
okay. So how can they get a hold of the merch, the brand, the Blackberry? Like, got to catch you at a show.
So currently, we did a drop of some of our merch, and it did very, very well. People responded. They loving the logos and everything. And we are currently working on sourcing new what is it? Suppliers and a few other things to take it to another level. Because our biggest thing and my biggest thing with the clothing and everything is quality. As you see, this is super duper stitched, and there's about 100,000 or some odd stitches in just this piece. Shout out to BD McGill, my guy, JDC, I think Customs Embroidery. And we're doing one-off pieces with him. And then that's what I'm also trying to source, is that so we could continue the same quality, but get a little bit more volume. So currently you can check us out on Blackberry Bush on Facebook. And you could DM us to order. But we're going to be gearing up here for the new year for an entire website. The website's coming that you could order, and we'll have plenty of new gear, outfits, sweatsuits,
man,
t-shirts.
I got a few pieces, man. I done tucked them and left them in the wrapper, man. I'm stock, this is the exclusive.
Yeah, man.
We're going to have to bring you back out here, man. Talk about it some more. On the way out, talking about the music, though. You still got the recording studio.
Of course.
Still making beats.
Yes, sir.
You're active.
Yes.
We got a song that was recorded here at the Converge Studios. Shayna Shepherd. The song is called Hope.
Right.
And so my man O reached out to you.
Yes, he did.
You got in there and put in the work on it. Exactly what did you do to the record?
So basically, he emailed me and was like, "Yo, B, I got this song, and it was recorded here in the space. It sounds decent, but what can you do to help it out or make it sound a little bit better. And so I just did what I do. You know what I'm saying? I mixed the song. Like I said, it was already recorded pretty well and everything. So I just mixed it, added some effects, and just tried to tighten everything together. And yeah, and it turned out well.
Okay, well, man, recorded right here in the studio. Feel Good Fridays. It's your boy G Press. Trae Holiday's in the building. My man BZ2 Raps. We about to check out this Shayna Shepherd song. It's called Hope. Check it out.
What do I see through a lens of fear? 1,000 little steps to go. What do I fear after all these years? Lord knows I don't even know. I've been running on the edge of a sundial, sleeping in the shadow. I've been begging you to see me, then hiding beyond the unreachable. Looking out left on a right-hand turn, just trying to make a deal. A lazy shoes and love is a love that churn. That's the kind of food that heals. I've been searching for the end of an era, waiting to be ready. The world is bigger than a moment. Be steady, that's how you can feel it's real. But I feel naked in my new clothes, 'cause I got used to hiding the holes. This old world got new tricks and I'm in the thick of it. This I swear I'm already sick of it. At least I found the antidote. Oh. I know no one is a shadow. 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 No one is a shadow. But I feel naked in my new clothes, 'cause I got used to hiding the hole. This old world got new tricks and I'm in the thick of it. This I swear I'm already sick of this world got new tricks and I'm in the thick of it. This I swear I'm already sick of this world got new tricks and I'm in the thick of it. This I swear I'm already sick of it. At least I found the
Wow. That was incredible right there. Recorded right here live at the Converge studio. I'm back here for Feel Good Fridays, man. Today is just rolling. Like, we are defying the weather outside. The vibes are high. And shout out to my guy Solomon, man, for recording that. So I don't want to start nothing, but I don't know how to get in here for artists to be able to record and get recorded like that in such a historic place. And then they got the rest over to BZ 2000 for the final mix. That's real teamwork, man. That's real squad. And it's funny because BZ and Selma's meeting each other for the very first time and worked on the project together and didn't even know it. That's straight dope networking. Shout out to everybody involved in the project. So my man BZ came out, told us about his photography, told us about the music. We got one of his up-and-coming artists right now, you know what I'm saying? What's good? Welcome to Converge. You came out with the big dog. You didn't got on. You know what I'm saying? To the Morning Update Show. Welcome to Feel Good Fridays.
Man, it's Feel Good Friday. I'm glad to be here. I'm feeling great.
Man,
it's the Prince,
the
man.
Prince, man. Tell us, man.
You know?
Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. How long you been doing music, working with BZ? What you got coming up?
So I've been working with BZ for about going on two and a half years now. I got an album coming out. It's called Palisade Thoughts. Go get it. You ready? Apple Music, Spotify, all that coming to you soon. My Instagram, I be putting up all type of freestyle videos on Instagram all the time. Always there. Sometimes on my Snapchat, we going up. You know?
Okay, what's your Snapchat? What's the
Snapchat? JAEMIL 206. Okay. Instagram is gonna be The Prince J.
Well, man, I seen you get down. You all perform. You perform with Blackberries. You know what I'm saying? With No Seat at the Jimi Hendrix event. It was one of the festivals that we did up there, man. Yeah. I see you bust a couple like somersaults and flips, man. I was like, yo, man. When you jumped off the stage, I was like, okay, he's hyphy. Oh yeah. Then when you did the flips, I was like, okay, all right, I'm messing with the homie.
Yeah, real dope performer for real. Yes, sir. I do drums also. So, yes, sir. I play the drums.
What?
Set, snare.
Man,
I was at Garfield.
The drums, man.
I played in the drum line.
Word.
Yes, sir.
All right, young Nick Cannon. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm better than Nick Cannon. I'm better than Nick Cannon.
I'm gonna hold you up on that. I definitely got to say I'm a fan of the drums, and that's one of the things that we're doing at the Creative Crib. Is enough room for like a small intimate situation where I'm gonna bring somebody through that just somebody's DJing, but somebody's playing like the little drums with it live at the same time and recording, similar to what you just saw here. There in the different spaces that we have, man. Well, man, I appreciate you coming out today, man. You got any shout outs you want to give for Feel Good Friday? How you feeling to share with Converge?
Man, I just shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys for having me, for real. It's a real deal blessing, you know. First time really being on anything like this, so we here. We come in 2022, man. We live.
That's what's up, man, and that's what this is about. It's inspiration, man. Sharing the game and what we've learned in the game and where we're at, and we're hoping to inspire. You know, yes, so sir. We want to continue to reach out to the youngsters, man. We was at the house getting ready before we came down here, and he was going in on being busy. Like we got to do the podcast, like the youngsters, and they want to kid us with the old head, the OG, the to the big homie. So we definitely got to build on that, man. Thanks for coming out today, man. Feel Good Friday is feeling real good. We're so happy to have you. I look forward to you coming back and maybe catching a live performance with you in the Converge studio.
Most definitely.
All right, y'all, man. So I'm bringing the homegirl, Trae Holiday, back in a minute. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned in. We'll be right back. Feel Good Friday, Converge.
Hey, y'all. T-Dub here, letting you know about another art funding opportunity. For culture recovery funding for individuals is available now, and here's what you need to know to apply. Are you a cultural producer who has been impacted by the pandemic? If you answered yes, but what is a cultural producer? Well, you are a cultural producer if your work, paid or unpaid, is dedicated to creating cultural experiences in any discipline or at any stage of your career. Some examples include exhibit designers, museums educations, archivists, restoration professionals, curators, history researchers, artists, of course, and more. In understanding that grant language can sometimes feel exclusive to specific people, using terms like cultural producer is one of the ways For Culture seeks to broaden its scope of applicants. In other words, this funding is for you. And look, the application fatigue is real. I get it, they get it. But the For Culture staff is here to walk you through it. They have grants from $1,000 to $12,000, so please don't miss out. The deadline to apply is Wednesday, February 2nd. Head to forculture.org/recovery to get information on virtual group workshops, application support, language translation, and more.
Wow. Welcome back, everybody, to Feel Good Friday. I'm your host, Trae Holiday, and join me as my co-host. He's over here doing it big. My guy, G-Press. G-Press, I mean, this was a fantastic Feel Good Friday show today.
I'm about to be flying up out of this joint. I feel turned up. It does not feel like it's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Right. No, I had an incredible time. All the guests was dope. You know I love rocking out with you. That's my sister right there.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? We Belizeans. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Hey, you know, one thing I got to say is that just from all the guests joining us today, from Noni to Big Bro Beezy, then his artists coming on, you know what? This is really what it's all about. And when we have our own media, we get to wield the stories and really share stories from our community. And I just want to send a huge thank you to everybody who joined us on the show today. It's all because of you guys that the Feel Good energy is circling alive and well over here on the set. G-Press, any last words before we cut out?
Man, I got to give a shout out to Converge. You see the t-shirt, you see the swag. You can log on to the website where we Converge. Get up in there, support the movement, get your Converge swag together. We appreciate the support. It's been amazing. Straight up. I feel like the little kid in the Incredibles. Like, it's amazing. Straight up. I really love coming down here and seeing all the hard work, the team effort, and so many dynamic people. My man Jake is on set catching flicks, you know, dope guests. Like, I fell in love with the guests. Like, sign me up on the email list. I won't ever unsubscribe from the awards, you know. Like, this has just been a great show today. I'm honored to be down here with my sister. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Please share the stream. Everybody that's going through the transition with this COVID, be safe, sanitize. I know a lot of people that got hit with it, and I pray a quick recovery for everybody. Tune in Monday, 11, and we rolling again.
You know what? You're so right, G-Press. I love that you gave some special love to everybody right now. The sickness is going around, whether it's flu season, COVID, one of the variants, whatever. There's definitely information for you guys to stay engaged and informed and make sure that you're keeping yourself and your family safe. But you said it, man. Just the energy in here today is beyond. I thank you so much for joining me and always bringing your positive energy. It's never a dull moment when I get to be with you, G-Press. So thank you again so much for joining me today.
Man, my honor and pleasure. Anytime, you know what it is. I mean, we can't have these big gaps. We got to do this more often.
I'm with it all day. We'll figure out a way to get a real cadence going, especially, you know, maybe we can start showing some clips from the Creative Crib, man, you know, and making sure we incorporate that because it's all family and it's all love. That's what Converge is about, is this collaborative communication and media building. So I'm with you all day.
That's what's up, man. I wish you a wonderful weekend. Stay blessed. Stay safe, everybody out there. Prayers up, vibes up. Thanks for joining us for Feel Good Friday, baby.
Oh man, G-Press is saying it all, you guys. And you know, for me, see yourself as part of the solution. Clearly, all of our guests here today are bringing their unique ingredients to the table. We need all of you guys to be doing that so that we can always make it a better day than the one before. Please find ways to see yourself as part of the solution. And on that note, we can go ahead and go to the wide. Want to thank you guys again for joining us today on Feel Good Friday. As G-Press said earlier, you know, I got to bring my guy, Big O, back to this Black Media Matters studio on Monday at 11 a.m. And until then, have a great weekend. Peace.
Peace.